I have something for you here that's so ridiculous that you're going to be amazed that it exists in the year 2017. So the article is in Huffington Post. It's by a reporter named Nick Wing. And he says this. New Ohio law stops cops from taking innocent people's stuff. And then the subtitle is, another state moves to reform the controversial practice known as civil asset forfeiture. Okay, so I wouldn't blame you if you don't know about this, because this is something that, it's a crazy, crazy thing, but it's hardly ever reported on. I mean, really, really, really rarely. But people don't get that in most states, this is totally legal. A police officer can just take your stuff and declare it part of an investigation. They say, oh, yeah, no, we're doing an investigation. There's this drug investigation. And I mean, what am I going to tell you guys? I mean, we need to seize your money and your assets. And you really have no recourse to get it back. So it flips the burden of proof. It's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty in this country. But they can seize your assets, and then it's guilty until proven innocent. So you have to go prove to a court that you should be able to get your shit back. They didn't prove that you're a drug dealer or you're involved in a crime. They could just seize it, and you got to go prove to them that you're innocent. So, and this, again, this happens all over the country. So this bill, HB 347, makes it so that, quote, cash or property valued at under $15,000 will require a criminal conviction prior to forfeiture. So that means you have to actually go to court and be found guilty of a crime before they can seize your assets if it's $15,000 or less. Which, by the way, hilarious, because they're saying, yeah, if it's $15,000 or more, what are you going to do? We're going to seize it and you have no recourse. What the fuck? So even when they do something good, they're like, let's still keep it a little bit shitty. So if you have $16,000 for whatever reason in your house, I don't know why you'd have it, but who the fuck am I to judge? Maybe you just like having cash at your house. You don't trust the market. You don't trust banks, whatever. So you have that money. If they decide, hey, I could take it, I'm going to take it. What are you going to do? Okay, you got to go sue and prove it is your money. And the default position is that it isn't your money because they took it from you. And by the way, this practice is so gross that in some states, they allow the police officers who seize the money to eventually use it for police-related shit. So we covered a story a while back. They like remodeled a police department and bought like a fucking cappuccino machine and shit with money that they seized from people. You guys, 2017, this is the case. The idea in theory to this is, well, you know, sometimes you need to seize the assets because maybe there's like a big massacre that's about to go down and you see it's a drug cartel and there's guns and money and we don't have time to go through a court process and seize their shit. So we got to seize the guns or else they're going to murder people. They come up with like these fringe examples, kind of like when they talk about torture and it's like the ticking time bomb scenario, which doesn't fucking happen or happens in 1 out of 17 zillion cases. They use that to then justify, okay, well now we got to have this thing in place. We got to be allowed to torture. We got to have it. We got to be allowed to seize it. And then what happens? It is, of fucking course, abused to the point where it's obvious we shouldn't have the fucking loophole there to begin with. So, nice headline in 2017, new Ohio law stops cops from taking innocent people's stuff. Because apparently it is still legal in many states for cops to legally steal from you. If you steal from somebody, you're a criminal, clearly. If a cop steals from somebody, what are you going to do? He's got a badge, so he is right by definition. Pretty sure, even though that might be the legal situation, that is unconstitutional because there's no due process.